So circles. Your objective is to identify segments and lines related to circles, and we're going to use properties of a tangent to a circle. All right, so they gave us the word, they gave us a definition. We are going to complete our drawing. So a circle, a set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a given point called the center of the circle. So put a dot there. Let's name this one center P. We also can call it circle P because we can name a circle based off my center. A radius is a segment whose endpoints are the center and any point on the circle. So you guys may have heard of radius before. So let's say I have a point here in the middle, and then I have a straight line. That will be my radius. Okay. Let's say I'm going to name this point C. If you ever see anything with like the R under the radius, that is telling you that that is the radius. A chord is a segment whose endpoints are on a circle. So a chord, let's say we have 2 points. A chord just connects those 2 points. So I could name this A and B. Someone in my first period said that when they think about a chord, they think about taking a chunk out of the circle. It doesn't mean it's half of it, it just means a chunk. I like that because the CH of chord and the CH of chunk, different sounds, but maybe it could help. All right, and then we have diameter. The diameter is a chord that contains the center of the circle. All right, so there's my center. We named it P. You guys can use a straight line or you can get a ruler. I'm going to use my tools here. All right, so let's say this is A and this is B. So instead of just taking a chunk out of the circle with the diameter, you take half of the circle. It's still a chord because it touches both sides of the circle. It just goes through the center. All right, a secant is a line that intersects a circle in 2 points. So let's say that I have draw a line there. So draw a line with 2 arrows, because that's what's important. I'm going to call this CD. It's a line that goes all the way through my circle. When it doesn't go all the way through the circle, that's just a chord. But when I have a line that goes all the way through, that's a secant. All right, so a tangent is also a line in the plane of a circle that intersects the circle at exactly 1 point. All right, so we're going to draw a line. Let's say that I name this line N. P, well, we're going to use P, let's not use P again. Say N, N. And then there's like a point here where I touch the circle. Let's call that O. So your tangent is that whole line. Okay, normally when we have a line, it goes through the circle, that's the secant. But when we have a line that touches one point on the circle, that is a tangent. So the last one is called point of tangency. It is the point where the tangent line intersects the circle. So let's do the same thing. We're going to draw the same line. So I make the same line. I'm still going to call it line NN. This point is O. Out of N, O, and N, which one do you think would be the point of tangency? Huh? Oh, why'd you say that? It's the only one touching the circle. So draw an arrow. The point of tangency, I'm looking at that point where your tangent and your circle touch. All good on the vocab. Okay, the more we do it, the more you'll understand it. Just make sure you refer back here if you need to. All right, bottom of the page, it says, tell whether the line or segment is best described as a chord, a secant, a tangent, a diameter, or a radius. Be specific. So we want the best answer here. Let's look at AD. What is AD? It touches both sides and it goes to the center? Yes, that is my diameter. All right, let's look at CD. I start in the center and I'm touching the side of my circle. Good. Do we all agree on this radius? All right, EG is right here. You guys agree? Kenzie, you're shaking your head. All right. This is a tangent, because it is a line that touches my circle in one place. All right, HB, let me highlight it, where is it? HB, so just here. What would that be? That is a chord. Why is this not a diameter?
Because it only takes like a chunk.
It only takes a chunk, but what is it not touching? It doesn't touch the center. Good. So this is a chord. All right, GK. So from here all the way through. It's not just a chord because we're going through the circle. Secant? Yes. That is a secant. Also, if you notice, I think on your paper, is this arrows on top of GK?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we're doing this, make sure you're paying attention because sometimes they'll have arrows and sometimes they don't, which will tell you two different answers. And everyone should get letter F. What is point F? Do we all agree that is point of tangent?
Yes.
Good. Alright, good. Oh, tangency. I knew it was weird. Point of tangency. Alright, so we're good on vocab. Let's turn to the next page. Number 1 says a line is tangent to a circle if and only if it is perpendicular to a radius drawn to the point of tangency. What does this word here mean, perpendicular? Two lines that create what? A right angle. That's important because it's saying is M is tangent to circle Q. So they're saying, let's say that this line is tangent to this radius. If that happens, this creates a right triangle. So draw in that right triangle. And we are going to write then line N is perpendicular, that's our sign, to Q, which is the radius. The second part says if two segments from the same exterior point are tangent to a circle, then they are congruent. Alright, so you guys may have heard this, but you've heard that it's impossible to freehand a perfect circle, right? Even though sometimes we think we can make a perfect circle, it's impossible. But I want you to try your best. Don't make a circle like this. Okay, that really gets me going. Try your best. And I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use a circle tool. I haven't used it in a while, so. Oh goodness. Oh no. I don't know what I'm doing. Clearly, my circle can't even be drawn to be perfect. Looks like an oval, doesn't it? It works. Alright, so if BA and BC are tangents to circle O. So let's go ahead and name this circle O. So draw your own circle, make it circle O. Says if BA and BC are tangents, well, it has to have the same exterior point. So on your paper, I want you to make two tangents that are going to be at an exterior point. So there's a point of tangency, point of tangency. And they called it AB, or let's see, BA and BC. So that B goes in the middle. What they're saying is that you have two tangents with the same exterior point. So B is my exterior point. Those two segments are congruent. And so then we can say that BA is congruent to BC. All right. To go from diameter to radius, which one is bigger, the diameter or the radius? Diameter. So to go from diameter to radius, you need to divide by 2. So what's the opposite to go from radius to diameter? Minimal. All right, so now we're finding the radius of the diameter. Look at number 1. Alright, Lulu, your diameter is 12, what's your radius going to be?
6.
6 feet. Michael, number 2, your diameter is 5 centimeters, what's your radius going to be?
2.5
Okay, don't forget your units, 2.5 centimeters, good. Alright, Ashley, number 3, your radius is 25 meters. How do I find the diameter? Well, we're starting with the radius now. So what's 25 times 2? 50 what? What's your units? Meters. Alright, Izzy, number 4. My radius is 3, so my diameter is 6. Good. 6 centimeters. Alright, if my diameter was 100 inches, what would my radius be? 50. Okay, so you guys have to know that if you have a diameter and you want to figure out what the radius is, imagine your circle. This is your diameter, so this is 100. Your diameter is 100. Your radius would be 50. Pretty easy concept. All right, now let's get into our examples. Number 1 says, tell whether GH is tangent to circle K. All right, so here is GH. This guy here. I want to say whether it is tangent to this circle. If you guys look back to what we just did here, if I have a tangent and a radius, it creates a right angle. Do I have a tangent and a radius? I don't?
Oh, wait, yeah.
I have a tangent of GH, my radius is KG, right? I want you guys to draw in a right triangle there. You need to know that that is a right triangle. Alright, so in order to prove that GH is a tangent, I have to do Pythagorean theorem. If we're looking at these numbers, what's my C? I have to do A, B, and C. Which one is C? How do we know that C is 25? It's right across from the right angle. That's my hypotenuse, right? All right, so 25 is C. I can say that 7 is A and 24 is B. A and B are interchangeable. All right, so I'm going to write out my equation. 7 squared plus 24 squared is equal to 25 squared. I think at this point of the year, I don't have to write out the A squared plus B squared plus C squared. Like, you guys know that, right? Or equals C squared. All right, so either in decimals or on your calculator, we're going to double check. I'm going to type in 7 squared plus 24 squared. I'm going to hit enter. What do I get? 625. Now let's check what my hypotenuse. 25 squared is 625. So what I want you guys to write is that 625 is equal to 625. There's nothing to solve here, right? I don't have an x here. There's nothing to solve. What I'm doing is I'm proving that GH is a tangent. So is 625 equal to 625? Yes. That's your answer. When it says prove it, we just did. I did Pythagorean theorem. I checked my my calculations. It works. This is a right triangle. So therefore it is tangent. Let's look at number 2. Tell whether GH is tangent to circle K. Here's GH again. That's my tangent. My radius is KH. So my right angle is going to be down there. So let's say that I need to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Out of these numbers, which one is my c? 15. We all agree. All right. What's my a? Be careful.
12.
How'd you get 12?
Because it gets a radius of 6, and then I find the whole thing, so 6 times 2.
Perfect. What I did was I saw that if this KH was 6, then MK is also 6, right? That top 6 in. So if I'm looking at this triangle as a whole, I'm looking from here, down there, and here. So now I have my A, my B, and C. So for a squared, I can do 12 squared, not 6, so it's the whole side. B is 9 squared, which equals c squared, which is 15 squared. In your calculator, we're going to see if it's true. Remember, if you try to type everything into your calculator, it won't work. What we're doing is we're checking the first part to see if it equals the second part. So 12 squared plus 9 squared. I got 225. You guys get that? All right. 15 squared is also 225. So is GH a tangent here? Yep, it is. If you don't write something on your test or your quiz or your homework that tells me that you know that it's a tangent, it's going to be wrong. Yes? In a second. All right, number 3. RS and RT are tangent to circle A. Find the value of S. All right, out of S, T, and R, which one is my external point? R, because that is not on my circle. So that means that SR and RT are tangents. Because they share the same external point, this side of 2x is congruent to the other side of 10. If I wanted to set this up as a equation, what would I do?
2x.
2x, which equals 10. I don't need to use decimals for this. We can just solve regularly. If I want to get x by itself, I'm going to divide by 2. So x equals 5. Number 4 is very similar. RS and RT are tangent to circle A. Point R is my external point. So I'm going to see if those two tangents are equal to each other. So 2x minus 5 is equal to x plus 3. I want you guys to work this out on your paper. Let me know what you get. Did you get x equals 8? Yes. All right, I want you guys to do numbers 5 and 6. When you do 5 and 6, it is probably your best interest to use Desmos for these two. I have an external point, so I have those two tangents are congruent. X squared plus 2 is equal to 11. You can type that right into your Desmos. Because it is x squared, I should have 2 answers. You should not just have 1 answer. Izzy, what'd you get?
3.
Plus or minus 3? You should get 2 answers. You should have -3 and +3. If I do it by hand, I'm left with the square root of 3, plus or minus, so that leaves me with plus or minus 3. You can write it like that, or you can write x equals -3 and +3. I'm okay with however you write it. Do number 6 as well. X squared minus 9 is equal to 7. Did you guys get x is -4 and x is +4 for number 6? Okay, so our notes are done. You can absolutely get done with your homework and get it checked off before the end of class today. Every other class has done it, unless you're just choosing to not do any work at all. For the most part, everyone's been checked off. Numbers 14 and 15 on your homework, number 1, those are optional. Okay, those are a little bit more challenging, so if you want to try them, you can. You'll get bonus points for doing them. Any questions on what you're doing? All right.